Morning, everybody. We're going to be working on limb independence today. So in these streams, I like to share how I practice as somebody who's been drumming since 1998. Now, most of this drumming has been rudimental and concert, and only a small fraction of that has been on limb independence and drum kit. So I'm going to be working on that today, and I'm specifically focusing on stuff I'm not good at yet. So you'll be seeing me struggle through a number of patterns today. Now, in all these live streams, I include timestamps in the descriptions of all the prior streams so you can see what I was doing or what kind of question I was answering. Speaking of, I will then often go back and edit those into a more refined answer and put them in this drumming tips playlist. Now, the ones that say members first right now at the top are all scheduled to release publicly. There's a new one every Friday, so stay tuned. But if you scroll down to number 76 and below, all of these are currently available. There's over a dozen hours of free drumming tips, and you can find this on my home tab of YouTube. Just go here and click on the header for the drumming content or the gaming or the computer science stuff, and it shows you all of the playlists related to that topic, like drumming. Now, if you go to the link that is at the top of the vertical stream, or at the top of each one of the play-alongs, you can find the exercises neatly organized. So, for example, here's 55 chop exercises. There's over 900 grid variations. There's all the timing exercises, the 55 drum charts, both straight and swung. We'll be using those here in a moment. And then just under 400 bass exercises, just under 300 technique exercises. And then here's all the drumming tips, the live streams, and then the lessons that are scripted out, which there's going to be plenty more of those coming out in 2025, so stay tuned for that. Now, I'm going to be working out of a book here to practice, but before we do that, we got to get motivated with Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf is the one who gets me motivated to work on my limb independence. So let's start this, Shia, and let's hide him for copyright. Very cautious of that. Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, he said tomorrow, so just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it. Some people dream success. Well, you're going to wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not going to stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it. Just do it. Yes, you can. Just do it. If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Shia LaBeouf. I am so ready to practice now. Woo, look at that flex. Now, we're going to be using this progress journal that I have, and there's actually a drumming tip video that talks about this with a link to a template that you can use to practice your own. But this progress journal is keeping track of patterns from this book called 50 Ways to Syncopation by Don Moyle. I highly recommend this book, and I've actually got a link to it. If you scroll down to the tips section under books and gear I recommend, there's a bunch of books in here that I recommend for drum kit, for marimba, for rudimental, for concert snare, timpani. Here's some of the hardware that I use, the pads, the sticks, etc. You can find that there. Thank you for the like on TalkTake. But you can find Dom's book here. This one's not an affiliate link. Dom doesn't even know I'm promoting it, but it's a good book. He's a good dude, so I promote it. Most of these others are affiliate links, so thank you for people who have used it. I get money from Amazon for that at no extra cost to you. But we're going to warm up today, and we're going to warm up with pattern number 16, which I've been slowly working my way through. And we're going to try and jump straight into this. Let's see. So 150. Last time we played it, it was meh. Let's see if we can get it to sound better than that. So what is pattern number 16? So the pattern is a 16th note straight swung. So, and then when you're reading the charts, you're playing the short notes and the long notes on the bass drum. Okay? So 2 and 4 on the hi-hat. Ding, ding, ding. Wow, that camera is just pulsating. Woo! Woo! I don't know why I was doing that. That's weird. Well, anyways. It's a strobe light effect for you. You're welcome. Little extra CGI there. Got those extra effects to make the stream even more interesting. Okay, so 150. So we're going to straight charts here, and we click, and let's do 46 or 50, maybe. Stay tuned. We'll see how that goes. With every one of these thousands of free play-alongs on my YouTube channel, just go to the timestamps in the description, and you can jump to whatever BPM you want, and then you can practice at whatever speed you want. It will count you off and all that stuff. It's muted on your end because there's like a timing delay, but I can hear it. Okay, so again, short notes on the snare drum, and then attempting the long notes on the bass drum. Wish me luck. Okay, so some of that was reading issues, but most of that was just coordination issues. The patterns in the short and the longs was screwing up my right hand and then my left foot at one point. Let's see if we can recover. Okay, that was eventually much better. It's like it takes my brain like a minute to like wake up and get used to what I'm supposed to be playing. A one, a two, a one, two, a ready, and. My left foot screwed me up there. Okay, so now overall it's leaning towards the technically proficient instead of meh, which is where we started. Alrighty, last chart. A one, a two, here we go. Okay. I'm kind of struggling here with like how I want to rate that, because like it certainly started off not good at all, But then overall, it was like mostly technically proficient. Like it finally settled into the groove. So I'm going to go with this for the moment. It's not going to change it. I still need to, like, it's not going to change the overall rating on the column on the far left. But I'm making progress with it. So started, meh, but got better. Okay. So we'll leave it at that. Cool. So now we're going to stretch and massage, and then I will get into the next set of charts or patterns with charts that I'm not good at. So the next one is going to be this one. Whew, this one's rough. So the one that we're going to do after I stretch and massage is quite the foot workout. So you're going to ding, 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 ding. This is a triplet song as opposed to what we are just doing. And you read through the patterns on the snare drum. But you fill in with triplets on the bass drum for whatever you're not doing on the snare. So let me slow this down quite a bit, and I'll play quarter notes on the snare. So that's what your foot's going to do, is fill in those triplet, 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 etc. on the bass. So that's going to be rough. Stay tuned for that. But we're going to stretch and massage first. Take your sticks. Hold them so that your palms are facing up. Pull in, push out. Ooh, yeah. And go back out the way that you came. If you do traditional, rotate and hold, then rotate and hold. But do that for like 20 to 30 seconds. But because I don't do traditional anymore, we're going to skip that. Now we're going to stretch the underside of the forearms, so the tendons. If you want a deep stretch, do 2 fingers at a time and then 2 fingers at a time. Or you can just do it like this if you don't feel like you need that deep of a stretch. So you're just gently pulling the fingers back. Don't pull too hard. You can also do this on the wall like I demonstrated yesterday in the stream where we were working on Susie on a pad. Switched arms. All right, now we're going to stretch the top side of the forearm. So you could stretch it like this, or you could just do this on your leg. So you can go twice as fast. So we'll go ahead and do that. And now I'm going to stretch finger to finger. So we're doing thumb to thumb. So this next pattern I'm working on is going to really work my foot. My foot is not very good. Again, drum kit is not my primary, not even close. So I barely put in any time into this instrument. So my foot is lacking, to say the least. But working on it. It's getting better, slowly. In a couple of days, I'm going to order a double bass pedal, so I actually start working that up. That'll be fun. Why? Because I want to. I think it'd be fun to start from 0 on something. Complete 0. Even though I've like spent very little time on drumkit, I have practiced it like before I ever started streaming. Just not as much as rudimental. All right, now that we stretch, we're going to massage. We're going to massage the top side of the forearm. And the underside is getting massaged by the fingers. Hiccup. Do. Switch to the other forearm. Now, the stretch and massage routine, I do this at least once a day. That's the goal. But I've also been doing it at night as well, just to make sure I'm staying extra relaxed. So I recommend doing it a couple times a day. You might need to ice it. You might need compression. You might need elevation as well, letting the blood drain. All those can help out. But I've got a video that's going to be coming out in a week or two that'll kind of talk over that. So stay tuned. I'm massaging the hand. Gonna be a lot of scripted videos coming out soon. Gonna try and aim for a new one each week. Kind of like what I'm doing with the drumming tip stuff. Got those scheduled between now and like March or something. A new one every Friday. All right, last one. Massage base the tip of each one of the fingers, and then we'll get back into playing the different patterns. Ooh, nice ASMR. A little pop there. Enjoy. Today we're going to be working on a new one. I think I'll actually be able to get to 2 new ones, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so this one is, like I said, we're doing triplet swung pattern. Say that for clarification because the last pattern I played was 16th note swung, but bing, ding, ding, ding. So reading the pattern on the snare, the whole chart will be played on one limb, while you fill in triplets on the foot. But we're going to play it at 75, I think. Yeah, 75. Okay, so let's try it there. And we're going to go back here. Back to my website. And we're going to go into the swung charts, 60 to 99. And let's do 41 through 55. Sounds great. All right, so click. And wish me luck. Oh, 1, 2, 3, away we go. Now, you can improvise on these first lines, or you can just do the ostinato, or you could take a water break, whatever you want to do, on the first line of each one of these charts. This is kind of used as a way to reset and get ready to read through the next chart. 2, 1, 2, here we go. Read that wrong. It's those long extended rests where it's just like a bunch of notes on the foot that get me. Now, you might be listening to this and be like, this is interesting, but it doesn't sound cool. You're right. You might do this for only a measure. You probably would not do this for a whole chart. That'd be a little weird. But we're doing this to work on the limb independence. We're trying to practice it by just doing it through the whole chart instead of just for one measure. Here we go. Whoops. That whole measure of triplets. We're doing this with the heel down, so I can like work on that control rather than heel up. It's a workout. But hey, it's feeling better now that we slowed it down a few clicks. It's less out of control. Good morning! Little hiccup there at the end. The second line, the issue was reading. I screwed up reading one of the rhythms, and then it like messed me up getting back onto it, and then I screwed it up again. Whoopsies. That's my one mistake for the whole year. Wow. We almost made it through a whole year without making a single mistake. That was a joke. 1, 2, ready, and... Oh, that was a fun one. That was cool. It was quite the workout, though, for the foot. Interesting challenge, though, how it lined up with that pattern on that last couple of lines. A 2, a 1, 2, here we go. morning, welcome back. What am I doing today? I'm working on limb independence. So for that particular pattern, what I was doing was playing a swung ride while I was playing the charts with the hand, while playing triplets on anything that was not filled in with the left hand. So if it's quarter notes, then you go triple, 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 triple. What is limb independence? Here's an example for you. So I'm going to make it so that my feet are playing a by own pattern, right, left, right, both, right, left, right, both, right, left, right, both. And my hands can play whatever they want. And then I could do like this. So now it's 3 limbs all doing an ostinato pattern, something that repeats. And then I'm making up whatever I want on one limb. If you're new to drumming, what I'd recommend you doing, if you're not sure what limb independence is I have a video from a stream that I did that I edited down right here. No. What does that mean? Carrot browsing? No. I've never seen that before. That's weird. So since you're on vertical, the link here, /drum, if you are at the top and you just click on limb independence, watch this video. It has the process that I recommend going through this. It's got each one of the steps and the timestamps, and then it's got some example patterns at the end that you can use to work on your limb independence. So I'd highly recommend checking out that particular video to be able to learn what limb independence is and how to actually work on it. But a very basic thing that you could do if you're brand new to drumming is you could go to these timing exercises and be like, okay, I'm going to do like 8th note timing, and I'm going to do this 8th note permutation. These are scheduled to release, so don't worry, they're coming out, the members' first ones. But if we click on this, what you do is you would sit here and play something very basic like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and whoa. It's so basic, I can't even do it. So you hold your sticks in your hand, ideally, and you just play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you play through everything on here with the foot. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and there's a repeat. So you do again 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 4 and 1 2 3 4 and 1 and 2 3 and 4 1 and 2 3 and 4 and 2, etc. So you play through this at whatever speed you're comfortable with. Just use the timestamps to pick whatever BPM you want. If you want to play this at 204, cool. It'll count you off, and then you can practice that. That's a very basic way to work on limb independence, and the more advanced stuff you can find in that video. How long have I been drumming today? 30 minutes, as of this moment. Cool, we did it through that pattern, 75, technically proficient, and I had fun with it. I enjoyed it. Next time I might go up like a little bit, speed-wise. All right, let's see. So this is a new one that we haven't done. So what's this one? What? Okay, so the pattern 3 and 4 and okay, so you play and 2 and 3 and 4, and while you're reading the short notes on snare and the long notes on the bass drum. So the last time I did it, it was at 150. Interesting. Okay. I don't know how this is going to go. Stay tuned. I can't remember the last time I played this. We will try. It did not go good, apparently. Let's do that one. 150. Click. Hi-hat keeps sliding. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Oh yeah, this is gonna be weird. I might need to back this up and go work on the permutation too. And here we go. Yeah, so the hi-hat on 3 basically threw me off there for a moment. A 1, a 2, a here we go. Hi-hat keeps sliding. All right. 1, 2, here we go. Okay, this actually feels a lot better than I thought it was going to. Still making some mistakes, but in general, it's better than I thought. Here we go. And it's kind of funny that the bass drum lined up with the hi-hat on 3 the entire time. Each one of these charts that I write are different. Like this one has Susie embedded in it, which I played yesterday. Like I knew Susie, then you would. You knew Susie, like I knew Susie, then you would. That was all reading errors on that line, that whole chart. So mostly technically proficient overall, but I feel like, I haven't had enough of a sample size with this particular one. So I'm just gonna like mark in a dummy one here of meh. So that way there's more for me to practice. But for this one, it was mostly technically proficient. That last chart was like the worst, but that was reading errors. So I had fun with it. And overall, yeah, not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Nice. What kit would I recommend for a beginner? You don't need anything big. So if you notice here, I'm using a jazz kit in terms of the setup. So like all I've got is the hi-hat, the bass drum, the snare drum. Only need 2 toms. We've got more in the closet, a ride, and then you're pretty much good there. A crash would also help, but is not necessary for it. I mean, really what you need to be able to sound good on is a bass, a snare, a hi-hat, and maybe a ride. Those 3, maybe 4 things, and then you'll be good to go. Like, as far as like kit sizes, you don't need anything big. You need to get used to practicing on and sounding good on something that is limited in terms of the sonic capabilities of it, so the different characteristics and sound qualities that you can get out of the drums, and get used to playing good on that. And then maybe you can expand as you need more voices, like, okay, maybe I'll need more than just 2 toms, maybe I'll need 3 toms. But you don't need to like go with like the metal drummer, or it's like, okay, I'm gonna have 50 toms and 20 different cymbals. Like, you don't need to do any of that. Just keep it simple, and just focus on the basics and whatnot. And then in terms of like brand, just like anything that you can tune to sound good. So get good drum heads on it, and that can kind of make up for any qualities that you're lacking in the shells. So if you have like not great hardware, but if you have a decent head on it, it can sound better than vice versa, where you have a bad head with like good hardware. But whatever you've got will work for you. Like, this is my wife's kit. It's a D drum, which normally they do electronic stuff, but this one works great for it. Hello, Awami. Welcome back. And then my kit, which is off camera, is a Pearl export series that I've had for a very long time. And it still works great. But yeah, the next thing that I might recommend other than good heads is like then getting better cymbals. So the cymbals that I have are designed specifically for playing quietly. So they have all these holes drilled into them, which is why you can see my hand through it. So they don't sound great, but they are way quieter, and they won't annoy everybody around you as much. So I recommend them. All right, cool. So that was number 24. Let's do the next one. This one, I have no idea. What's the Songo feel? I haven't played this one in forever, so I've completely forgot. Let's take a look at Dom's book. So this is number 26 out of Dom's book. Let's see. Songo feel, right hand on close hi-hat. Oof, that's going to be rough. Okay. There's a lot of space in there. What is this Excel sheet? So it's my practice tool that I use. If you go to the link that's at the top of each one of these play-alongs, that's on my YouTube channel, there's a book here that I'm using. It's patterns from Dom's book, 50 Ways to Syncopation, right here. So it's this book. I highly recommend it. What I've done is I've taken it and put it into an Excel sheet, and it keeps track of how I'm playing. And if you want a copy of your own Excel sheet, if you go to the tips section under the drumming tips right here, this is also on the home tab. It's like the first playlist under the drumming content. And if you scroll down, there's a bunch of drumming tips in here. But the one that's number 74, how journaling can help drummers, specifically talks about this spreadsheet that I'm using. And the second link in here, actually, when you click on it, it immediately makes a copy of the template for you. So you can save this in your own Google Drive and have your own version of this just by clicking right here. So what it does is it's like, hey, do you want to make a copy of this? And you're like, sure. And so then when it makes a copy of it, you just fill it in with whatever you want for what you're practicing, and then you can make your own drumming progress journal that way by using that. So again, this is drumming tips number 74, how journaling can help drummers, and it's the second link in here. The first link will take you to the website, which is where you can find all the stuff. And if you don't want to go to the website, if you want to just stay on YouTube, under the home tab of my channel, we've got everything organized in a playlist here. So just click on drumming content, and it shows you the thousands of play-alongs and drumming tips all in playlists. The drumming tips one is the very first one, and it's number 74 again that has the journaling stuff. But your self-taught drummer? No, I already. Yeah, that's awesome. So that I highly recommend taking a look at that. And the books that are on the website, sorry, I'm yelling in my ear. You can't hear the talking, but if you go again into the tips section under the books and gear, I recommend some of these books are just timeless classics that you can practice. So I highly recommend these for drum kit. If you're self-taught, you can go there. And then if you want to learn the limb independent stuff that I'm working on, the way that I'm doing it is through this video. It explains in the beginning the outline, each one of the steps, which I'm actually going to go through with this because the Songo pattern I don't have down, which we're now going to work on. So the Songo pattern, when we last played through this, how fast did we attempt it? 175, interesting. And I started with permutations, but it sounded better than 150. Interesting. Okay, so let's go back. I feel like I've got too many windows open. Yes, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to play through some patterns here in the eighth note permutations. And I'm going to go into the timestamps. Like with any of these play-alongs, there's timestamps. It's very thorough. It goes one click faster each time. But we're going to attempt to do this. And we'll start at, I don't know, 170. We'll see how this goes. I might need to slow this down even more. But with what you're, to kind of elaborate on what you were mentioning, in these practice streams, like especially the limb independence ones, I'm practicing stuff I'm not good at yet. Like if you look at this spreadsheet here, I skipped all these ones that are technically proficient or musical. Those are all ones that I'm like, I'm fine. Like those sound good. Like I'd be happy to play those at a gig or something. But all these ones that are meh or needs a lot of work, those are the ones that I'm sitting and working on. So in these streams, I'm not like here showing off. I'm just literally showing, here's what I'm terrible at and what I'm trying to practice. So that's something that you'll need to, as an individual, not just you, but you broadly speaking, anyone, you'll need to sit with that and go, am I investing my time wisely? And am I refining something that's already good? Or am I learning something that I can't play yet? And you got to strike a balance between it, in my opinion. No. Okay, let's pause it. Let's do the met. We're not there yet. All right, so we're going back a step before this. So as I mentioned in that how to develop limb independence, we've got a series of steps to go through. The first one, whoops, apparently I hit the mouse, is to just get used to playing the ostinato pattern, the thing that's not going to change. Why does it keep starting that play along? Stop it. It's distracting. Okay, so in this instance, this is the Songo pattern that we're going to work on. Now, I'm not able to talk super fluidly yet because my brain is too focused on trying to play the pattern, but eventually you can just have a full-on conversation while playing an ostinato pattern. Once you've developed, basically, you strengthen the neural connections through a process known as myelination, then you're able to not have to think about what you're doing. But what I'm going to do now is start adding in different permutations of like quarter notes or whole notes or eighth notes or whatever you want to do. So I'm going to do like one measure at a time and just sit there and loop it until it sounds comfortable and then move on to the next one. Huh. No, that's not it. It's on the and. I'm keep putting it on 3. Let me do one note at a time. Okay, so now I'm going to try the charts that are on here. We're just going each measure at a time. Could I do a stream on how to make a groove? So the way that I'm doing these patterns and working on them teaches you how to do different grooves. So like the pattern that I'm doing right here, and then going through each one of the permutations where you're shifting a note across the beat, or 2 notes, or 3 notes, etc., that will automatically like create interesting grooves. And if you just sit there and keep shifting something, a phrase, it makes it so that you can like hear the different grooves. So again, what I was mentioning earlier with and 3 and 4, and when you're playing this is the 3rd line on here where it says 2s. You might be like, I actually like the 2nd measure more than measure 3. Ooh, I like measure 4 even more. So maybe you'd skip measure 1, measure 3, and instead you'd play measure 2 and 4. Like this can show you how to come up with like a variety of different grooves just by experimenting with shifting the beat across and whatnot. But again, check out the how to develop limb independence video, and that'll show you like the basics of this, like how to practice it. This is not an easy thing to work on. It's so much easier to go through those books that show you like, here's a groove pattern, and then you play through it as written. But the limb independence, reading through it as a chart is harder, but it's more rewarding because it opens up your ability to play whatever you want with whatever pattern you want. It's harder to practice than, oh, here's a groove. I can play that groove. Cool, now change it. Oh, I don't know how to do that because it doesn't teach you how to do that. But if you work on the limb independent stuff, then it does show you how to do that over time. All right, let's try these patterns. No. It's that one, the and of 3 that's weird. This was not good. Let's see. I want to make sure that I have time to work on the foot. This one I'm going to spend more time on the next stream. Maybe I'll spend the whole stream just working on the Songo and working that one up so we can get it like playable with the charts. Because like right now I can't even play like each one of these measures with this. So 2 days from now I will work on just the Songo. That's the plan. But let's do the bass stuff. So actually I don't even need to show you that. Underneath the limb independent stuff, there's a playlist with timing transitions, and most of these are currently members first, so they're all scheduled to release publicly. I forget when these start coming out. But the video that's right here called Rebound It's a great way to work on your double strokes with your feet. So I'm going to do this from, what was it, 130? Yeah, 130 to 139. So all I'm going to do is just go snare, snare, bass, bass. That's it. So it's just 2 on the snare, 2 on the bass. And it slowly goes faster with the rhythms and then slower with the rhythms. 130, like, and it'll count you off, and you just play along to this. Okay, so this is a great way to work on speeding up the double strokes with your foot. 1, 2, here we go. I'm trying to have that efficient motion, but I keep getting those extra notes on the foot. That's why I keep practicing this at the end of each one of the streams. I'm not good at it yet. One, two, here we go. Rush that. So small motion with the foot is what I'm going for. Was off. Watch the video on how to develop limb independence. That'll show you how to make a groove. Also check out stuff on Drumeo. They have a lot of older videos on how to make a groove. But the limb independence video is a great place to start. It's Drumeo. Drumeo. Their website, YouTube. Go to YouTube. You don't need to pay for their app. It's free. The YouTube stuff is. Just like sort by most popular or oldest. And they have a lot of videos on how to do that. That is a good idea. That is a future video that I can make. But until then, I highly recommend checking those out. Still better than Drumeo though. I appreciate it. But yeah, watch that video on how to develop limb independence that I pointed to, and then come back with some questions with that. It's more intermediate to advanced, but the beginning stuff can show you how to make a beat. And then if you have questions with that, I can answer it in a stream. Hey, I appreciate you stopping in. Have fun practicing. Make sure you practice with a metronome, or put on some music in your headphones and jam along to it. That way you stay in time. All right, last rep. My foot is feeling better overall. I'm just messing around with my technique. I'm still getting that extra, just like a double stroke when I do the heel up in particular. It's not smooth yet. We'll work on that. Stay tuned. We'll continue to practice. All of these play-alongs, all of these charts, all of the technique exercises, there's thousands of them on my home tab of YouTube. If you go in here, the top of it has a drumming. Woo! Ow! Stop yelling at me. I just heard really loud me. Okay, so again, on my home tab of YouTube, we've got drumming, gaming, computer science stuff. I share stuff I nerd out about. But if you click on the header for the drumming content, this is where you can find over a dozen hours of drumming tips. Just scroll past the members first ones right now. You don't need to sign up for membership. They're all scheduled to release. New one Friday. But all the play-alongs are here. There's literally thousands of them. And they're free. New one releasing daily. And if you go to the link that's at the top of each one of the play-alongs, it just takes you to the link that's here. If you're on Vertical, jaredoleary.com/drum. And this is where you can find the 55 chop exercises, organized neater than I can on YouTube. We've got 900 grid variations, over 900, triplet and 16th note. We've got all the timing stuff. These are releasing at the moment. And then the timing transitions, I think, start releasing next month, I think. We've got 55 drum charts, just under 400 marching bass stuff, just under 300 technique exercises, and then here's all the drumming tips. Here's the drumming live streams, so you can see how I practice stuff, how I struggle through things and try and improve. And then here's some books and gear that I recommend. If you are interested in learning more about drumkit, these are some great ones to get started with. And some of these, most of these are Amazon affiliate links. So thank you for people who've used it. It does help me out. Because Amazon gives me money at no extra cost to you if you buy anything after clicking on one of these links. So if you click on this tenor pad and then buy a television, I get about 4% back from Amazon at no cost to you. So thank you for people who've done that. But I'm going to call it here, and I'm going to get ready for a very, very weird game. Under /game on my website, we've got the highlight reels. Then we've also got the playlist here. So the weird game we're playing right now is Hatoful Boyfriend, which is this really goofy, Japanese dating simulator game where you are dating birds. And in the stream that we did 2 days ago, we ascended a bird to pudding god status. pudding like the thing you eat, and he basically became a god. So that was unexpected. We'll see what happens today. We're going to get 2 more new endings on this, and then 2 days from now, I think, are the last 2 endings that we'll get in the game. So very wacky, very goofy. If you're interested, stop by for that. Otherwise, you can check out all of the prior live streams, as well as all the highlight reels of some of the goofier and funnier moments, etc., by checking out any of these videos. But I'm going to call it here for Drumming today. Tomorrow, I'm still debating if I want to do a answer question stream, because I got a long list of questions, or if I want to just do a practice stream. So either way, you can find that on my YouTube and my /drum on my website. But I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you for people asking questions, and goodbye.